Hey guys, this is Rachel from 3rd CSE. Today I'm going to be doing my 5th lab exercise in web technology. So this is going to be on JavaScript. So I've been given 6 small programs. The first one is to I have to calculate when I enter a particular sentence, I have to calculate like which string has the largest length. So the code goes like this. The first input value is going to be like any particular text, and the second is a button, like it is called click me. When you click on that particular button, it goes to a function and the answer finally gets displayed in this paragraph tag. So what happens inside the function is like the string whatever the sentence whatever you enter, it gets stored in this variable string, and that string is sent into a string.split function, which is a function that helps to split that particular string into array. So it splits based on this blank space that you've given here. To calculate the length of the different strings or different words in that particular sentence, it's again sent to it's stored in a maximum value, and this length here you can see the maximum value is first the initial position, and then when it goes inside the for loop, the maximum value will be assigned to the one which has increased like more value than that of the initial maximum value, and that will be given inside the variable L. And finally, when it displays the string with the maximum value, it is displayed inside this paragraph tag. That is for my first question, and my second question is to create a BMI calculator. As you can see, I have to get the input, both the weight and the height, and that I've done using this input text field. And then when I press this button called BMI, it's going to take me to a function called BMI where I've written the calculation for this. So the weight first is stored in a variable W, and H stores the value for height. So the calculation for BMI is like when this is a formula for calculating the BMI, and I'm also going to display like if the BMI of that particular person is either underweight, normal, overweight, or obese. So if the value is lesser than or equal to 18, then that's underweight. If it's greater than 18 or lesser than 25, that's normal. And similarly, for overweight, it's going to be like greater than 25 and lesser than 30, and for obese, it's going to be greater than 30. So that is it for my BMI calculator. The third program is to make a small flower garden, and for that I'm just going to get the user input from the user for how many rows and columns should be there in the garden. And then as you can see, the input is obtained using a text field, and there is this button called grow the garden, like plant the garden, and when you click on that button, this grow function is being called. And what happens inside the grow function is like you have two different flowers. I have chosen cherry blossoms and frangipanis here, and as you can see, when this math.flow and math.random is just used to select a random flower, like you don't decide which row has which flower, it's just a random function, like randomly either one of those two flowers gets displayed. And here the number of rows and columns will be given here, and the garden which is displayed is just like normally how we create a matrix. So the first row, the first for loop is going to be for the rows, and second for loop is going to be for the columns, and this is what happens inside that matrix. And this is how my flower garden gets displayed. Any random flower gets displayed on the rows and columns based upon the input given by the user. And that is for my flower garden. And the fourth question is going to be to find the weight converter. It's like a weight converter where I will be getting the input from the user, and the user can either convert from kilogram to pounds or from pounds to kilograms. So as you can see, the input is got in a text field, and there is two options like kg and lb. Lb here stands for pounds, and the first the id is going to be from, and that is like the value entered by the user to the value that user wants to see his or her weight in. And when the person clicks on the calculate button, it goes to a convert function, and what happens inside the convert function is like there are three different things, the events that take place in the convert function. First is like when the index is 0 and when the index 1 is 0, it's just like kg and kg, both blocks displays only the kilogram value. And second is like the first block is going to display the kilogram, that is the from block, and the to block will display the value in pounds. So this is for calculating the value in pounds, a into 2.204, and so this will convert my kilogram. A is going to be my kilogram value, it will multiply it with this value and it will show it in pounds. And the third is going to be converting it from pounds to kilogram, and the fourth one is just pounds to pounds, like it just displays whatever value you get. So This is it for my fourth question. My fifth question is to do a simple coin flip, and for that I'm not getting any input from the user. The user just has to click on a button called flip, and automatically I've just given two image tags which has the image of a head of a coin and a tail of a coin. So this function happens. This is again using a random function, like the user doesn't decide which comes the head or the tail. Randomly a head or the tail gets displayed. So this is what happens, like when it's case 1 the head gets displayed, case 0 head gets displayed, and case 1 tail gets displayed. It's again done using a math random function. And the sixth question is going to be to create a pizza order form, and for that I just have to get the input from the user, like if he wants a small, medium, or a large pizza, and I also have to get the percentage of tip the user is willing to give. And with that, when the person clicks on the order button, it goes to this order function where the first three variables n1, n2, and n3 is for number of small, medium, or large pizza the particular person wants, and this temporary variable 1 calculates the number of pizza, and this is like the small pizza is 100 and the medium is 200 and the large is 400. So based on the number of pizzas the user has inputted, it will calculate the price for that. And then when the person enters the tip percent, it's just gonna do tip by 100 into that particular price value which we have already entered. And finally the total for that gets displayed in this ID, in this paragraph tag, that the ID is given as price. So let's see how all this works. So as you can see here, this is the first one, like I'm gonna enter a particular string. I just entered hi, I'm Rachel. When I click this, as you can see, the Rachel is obviously the string with the highest value, so Rachel gets displayed here. And here I'm just going to enter a weight and just enter a height, like say 150 or something. And when I click on BMI, this is going to be my BMI, and as you can see it is underweight. It mentions it as underweight because the value is lesser. I'm sorry, this should be in meters. 1.5. Okay, so this is normal. So as I mentioned before, if the weight is like about 20 but lesser than 25, it's going to display it as normal. If I give my weight as maybe 50 or 60, I guess 60, then it's going to be overweight. And if the weight is increased more than that, like say 80, it's going to show that I'm obese. So it depends upon the user's input. And the next one is going to be a flower garden, and I'm just going to display the number of rows and number of columns I want, just say 6 and 6. So when I click on plant garden, I'm sorry, there's something with my picture. Yeah, so this is how it gets displayed, the flower garden. And next is going to be my weight converter. I'm just going to enter a value in kilograms. I'm going to be converting it into pounds. When I calculate, this is the answer. Like if the person is 47 kilograms, and this is going to be his weight in pounds. So if I want to do it in pounds here, I can just click pound here and then kilogram here. And if I enter say 110 pounds, the weight of that person would be, I'm sorry, 110 pounds in pounds to kilogram, the weight of that person would be 50 approximately. And this is to flip a coin. So I'm just going to click flip. So this is a head, as you can see, and this is two heads, and now it's a tail. So the number of tails, it gets increased. This is a count for both the head and tail, so it gets increased like that. And next is going to be my pizza order form. So the number of small pizzas, I say I ordered 3, and for medium I order like 2, and for large pizzas I order 1. And I'm gonna tip 20% or something. So when I calculated this, I would have to pay 1,438 rupees approximately. So this is how that was. I'm just gonna try this again. Hopefully the picture works this time. Yeah, so as you can see, this is my flower garden tool. So I hope you guys like this video. Thank you for watching.